أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm just gonna get right into it. A couple of very interesting ayahs today, with a very interesting takeaway. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. الذين آتيناهم الكتاب يتلونه حتى تلاوته تلاوته أولئك يؤمنون به ويكفر به فأولئك هم الخاسرون يا بني إسرائيل اذكروا نعمتي التي أنعمت عليكم وأني فضلتكم على العالمين واتقوا يوما لا تجري نفس عن نفس شيئا ولا يقبل منها عدل ولا تنفعها شفاعة ولا هم ينصرون. So, there's a couple of reasons why I chose these ayahs. So the last two ayahs that I recited actually, Ya Bani Israel azkuru ni'mati allati an'amtu alaykum wa anni faddaltukum ala al-alamin. All children of Israel, remember my favors upon you, and how I honored you above the others. واتقوا يوما لا تجري نفس عن نفس شيئا ولا يقبل منها عدل ولا تنفعها شفاعة ولا هم ينصرون. And guard yourselves against the day when no soul will be of any help to another, no ransom will be taken, no intercession accepted, and no help will be given. So the interesting thing is that these two ayahs actually, word for word almost. So the first ayah completely the same, and the second ayah slightly changed at the end, appear in ayahs 46 and 47 of this surah. So for someone memorizing, that's really nice because, it's back to back. It's the same ayahs. Second eye is a little bit confusing because in the original verse, nafsun and nafsin shay'an wala wala yuqbalu minha shafa'atun wala no yuqbalu minha shafa'atun wala yudkhalu. Honestly, it gets confusing in your head. Let me just, because the words are slightly rearranged. So it's like there's like a wala ya'khazu minha shafa'atan. Let me just pull that up really quickly. So I don't want to mess this up. Yeah, وَلَا يُقْبَلُ مِنْهَا شَفَاعَةٌ وَلَا يُؤْخَذُ مِنْهَا عَدْلٌ وَلَا هُمْ يُنْصَرُونَ. So it's basically, for this one, it's وَلَا يُقْبَلُ مِنْهَا عَدْلٌ. And then وَلَا يُقْبَلُ مِنْهَا عَدْلٌ وَلَا تَنْفَعُهَا شَفَاعَةٌ وَلَا هُمْ يُنْصَرُونَ. Which, for as this one, it's وَلَا يُقْبَلُ مِنْهَا شَفَاعَةٌ وَلَا يُؤْخَذُ مِنْهَا عَدْلٌ وَلَا هُمْ يُنْصَرُونَ. So it's slightly rearranged. But the general point is that whenever I always think this, that there's a reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala repeated these verses again, right? So remember the favors that we have given these people. And then the second part, even more importantly, guard yourself on the day when no one can help you, no one can intercede for you, you're on your own, which is the day of judgment. And I think, that is such a critical message for us, right? The fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is repeating this, and this is a theme that happens throughout the Quran. I've talked about it in some of my other videos when there's repetitive ayahs, but I always just find that very interesting, and I always like to bring that up. So I'll actually put the links of both of those in there so you can see for yourself. um, and then the other part of the takeaway is the first ayah, الَّذِينَ آتَيْنَاهُمُ الْكِتَابَ يَتْلُونَهُ حَتَّى تِلَاوَتِهِ أُولَٰئِكَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِهِ وَمَن يَكْفُرُ بِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ. Those we have given the book, follow it as it should be followed. Those we have given the book, follow it as it should be followed. It is they who truly believe in it. As for those who reject it, it is they who are the losers. Um, I just kind of, reason why I included that is because I just enjoyed the ayah today, memorizing it, and it's a very clear message. You follow it, you'll be successful. You don't follow it, you're among the losers. Simple as that. Um, I know I mentioned this before in some other episodes, but Islam is not a supposed to be a difficult religion, right? Um, the foundation and the guidelines of our religion is in this book. So learn the book, study the book. And actually this is something that my dad has told me in Surah Qamar. There is an ayah, and this is going to be a long episode, my friends, because I have to find this ayah because I have not memorized this ayah. But there's an ayah in Surah Qamar. So I'm just skimming the translation. Here we go. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِّرٍ. And we have certainly made the Quran easy to remember. So is there anyone who will be mindful? I mean, talk about talk about an ayah right there, right? We have made the Quran easy to remember. So basically, which of you will learn the Quran? And like honestly, that ayah just strikes me so hard. Um, and I think like, the Quran, it's all one message. It's all related, right? So this ayah from Baqarah is talking about how those who follow it, we have made it for those who will follow it, and those who don't are the losers, khasirun. Um, and then that just made me think about that ayah in Surah Qamar, um, where basically the Quran has been made easy to remember. And when you truly start memorizing the Quran, and you love the Quran, it is like it is easy to memorize it, if you truly want to. But I just think like that challenge, like, so which of you will be mindful? So who will remember? Who will learn it? I think that's just such a beautiful thing. Like if you really think about it, the Lord of the universe, our Creator, God Almighty, is basically telling us which one of you will be the ones to remember it. So you can only imagine the honor on the day of judgment when you can stand before your Lord and say, I was the one who read your Quran, I was the one who studied your Quran, I was the one who memorized your Quran. Um, and so I just think that's such a beautiful, strong message. So inshallah, this episode went a little bit longer than intended. When I actually started the series, since I mean we're already 7.5 minutes in, so if you made it this far, you're gonna have to listen to me another 30 seconds. But when I started the series, I said I would only try to keep it 2 to 3 minutes. But it's amazing when you're just reading the Quran, skimming through it, how many different things you just think of. And, once again, these are just my thoughts. This is not fiqh, this is not law, this is not tafsir. Um, this is just my connections and my thoughts, and hopefully you guys resonate with it or learn something, or maybe it makes you curious to look into something or memorize yourself, inshallah. But yeah, thank you for listening if you made it this far, and inshallah we'll be back tomorrow again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.